In this video, I will quickly discuss the input type tags of HTML. Now, what's an input tag? Well, simply put, if you have a form on your internet page, you will have these input tags. An input tag looks something like this. You have input type, and then you have something written here. Now, the something written here can be one of the following: text, password, checkbox, radio, file, hidden, button, and submit. The text input tag will give you a text box on your screen. The password input type will give you a text box on your screen, but when you type in whatever letters or numbers you're typing into it, it will appear as asterisks instead of regular text. And this is useful for if you want to keep somebody out of your web page, but you want somebody else to get in. So you set a password, the first person can't get in, but the other one can. That's because they know the password and the other one does not. Alright. You're probably familiar with checkboxes because sometimes you'll see order forms where you'll have a whole bunch of checkboxes and you can pick like 5 or 6 items at once and say, okay, I want the shoes, the clothes, the hair, da-da-da-da-da. Alright? Now, radio buttons are just like checkboxes, except you could only pick one radio button instead of picking a whole bunch of them. Okay? The file button, and this is a button that will have file on it. It's specifically designed to allow your web page to upload files from your computer to somebody else's server. Now, if you know who you're uploading to, that's great. If you don't, I wouldn't. Simply for the fact that once the file transfer protocol starts, the person on the other end can record your IP address and then later on come back to you and start stealing your files. Or worse yet, they can lock up your computer so you can't get in. In other words, they can become the administrator of your computer really quick. So if you see a button where it says file upload, make sure you know who you're uploading to, or otherwise don't bother. Okay? Now, there are also hidden text boxes. Now, you can't see the text box on your page, but they still exist, and they often have information inside of them that a programmer uses to make your web page truly interactive. I personally have used hidden text boxes to start up counters and that kind of thing to make my web pages interactive with other people. This is really good for hypertext applications, which I will explain in another video. Okay. And then, of course, you have your regular command button, which is pretty safe as long as you know where you're sending your data to. These kind of buttons, and the submit button is the same way. The submit button and the command button look exactly alike, except the submit button will actually send your data from your computer to somebody else's. It's sort of like the file input type, except that you're just sending regular text or numbers rather than a full file. Okay. Input tags are not a problem at all in web pages. The only thing you have to make sure of is knowing who you're sending the information to. Certainly you don't want to send credit card information or addresses, phone numbers, that kind of thing to people you just simply don't know. So if you see input tags in some person's HTML page, don't be concerned about it as long as you know who you're sending the information to. That's the key. As long as you know who you're sending your information to, those buttons are harmless, and they won't bring Trojan horses or viruses or worms to your computer. Okay? I will discuss other HTML tags in a future video, so stay tuned.